We are talking today about the .338 Winchester Magnum. Now, this round, the .338, was introduced in 1958.
Yeah.
Winchester basically took a .458 Winchester Magnum cartridge.
A big.
Which is a monster. Hold your finger out. Yep, it's bigger.
Yeah.
And necked it down to the .338 caliber.
Yep.
Now, .338 caliber, it's a good in-between. Good size.
Bigger than the 30-06, but still smaller than the 375.
Yeah, and smaller than the 350. But at the time, there wasn't many big 350s. You had the 35 Whalen.
But that was still not a factory offering.
No, it wasn't a factory offering. So it was a Wildcat. And there was some other, but the 338 is a good size, and it was a good, medium size for bear, moose, elk.
Well,
everything else large.
The 33 caliber was basically a Wildcat up until this point in history also.
Right.
I mean,
now I'm telling you, if Captain Quint would have had one of these, he might have killed the shark before it killed him.
Well, maybe.
You never know.
I think the whole key there was an oxygen tank.
They should have got a bigger boat. But anyways, so it was introduced in 1958.
Yeah.
Neck down .458 Winchester Magnum, which is the beast of the world right there.
Here's the key to it, though. Because it was a standard length action.
That's right.
The price was able to be... It was a small...
it was affordable Magnum.
It was affordable Magnums.
Right. Now...
It's the same length, basically, as a 30-06.
It is. It's not huge, but it is a big one. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an extra long action or anything.
Now, before the 338...
We're talking bolt action rifles here.
Right. Well, and they came out later and some other stuff, too. But
right.
the 338, before there was a 338, Elmer Keith and some of his buddies designed the 33 OKH.
What didn't Elmer Keith and his buddies design?
I'm realizing that the further we go along in the show, it's like he had his hands in everything.
Yep. Everything smelled like cigars.
Yeah. So it was called the 33 OKH. And it was kind of their own proprietary round, and it was gaining popularity. And I think basically if Elmer Keith said he wanted something, somebody was going to jump on it and get it done.
Oh, of course they were.
So
he's the one that said, I want to land on the moon. And next thing you know, we landed on the moon.
There you go.
See there? Because Elmer Keith said so.
Anyways. Never mind.
That threw him off target.
Winchester created in 1958 the Magnum, the 338. And it's pretty amazing. When it first came out, it only had two offerings for bullet size.
For bullet weight?
You had a 200 grain bullet, which would go 3,000 feet per second.
Smoking.
Or you had your 300 grain bullet, which would go 2,450 feet per second.
But I imagine the foot-pounds of energy on that little monster was pretty darn high.
A 300 grain
bullet at
338 bullet going just as fast as my 44 Magnum will do out of a rifle. That's telling me, and this has got probably 4 times the range.
Yeah, because, you think about it. When I shoot a 300 grain bullet out of my 444 Marlin, it's only going 2,000 feet per second. And it's and you watch cinder blocks explode when you hit them.
So this has the power and the range.
Yeah.
And that's what's one of those amazing things about these rounds that I guess you'd call the 330 not forgotten, but it is one of those popular rounds that's still out there.
Now, here we go. We just answered my own question.
Yes.
The Model 7, Winchester created the Model 70 Alaskan just for this cartridge.
Right.
That was what the fellow won next was. That was a 338 Winchester Model 70 Alaskan with the Leupold scope on it.
Huh.
So that's what he won.
But Winchester said that it gave hunters the fair idea of what this cartridge was intended for when they created the gun just for it.
Sure. Well, it's made for big, heavy game, and dangerous animals. So it's a thumper, that's for sure. Now, I just want to give everybody a good reminder too. At 10 o'clock, we're going to Beakey's.
That's right.
We're going to be at Beakey's in Flushing. I'm just going to bring this up right now.
Okay.
Because Mike Gaylord's there now getting ready. And he's getting ready to come on live with his show at Beakey's. And then we're going to scoot out there real quick. Because at this time, we have people in the lobby at Beakey's selling raffle tickets for our Knights of Columbus gun raffle. We got 5 guns we're raffling off out there at Williams. And we want to make sure you get out there and jump on board. Get some raffle tickets before they're over with. We got a caller. Hi, caller. Who's this?
This is John Bradford. How you doing, John?
I am good this morning, John. How are you?
Oh, good. I just wanted to thank you and Jake for hosting Dan and I at the Safari Club dinner. We had a
Well,
great time.
It was a pleasure having you guys out there with us. Thanks for coming. And I think you knew a lot more people there than we did. You were a hot item around there.
Well, there's quite a few of us Bradburns around, but you know, what I seen there was a good example of how hunters and outdoorsmen, fishermen as well, get together and have a great time. A lot of traditional groups there I could see. And
Yep.
Yeah.
might have been close to 800 people there.
Oh, it was a lot of family bonding, that's for sure. And, the family of hunters, I mean, they were...
You saw a lot of the generations. You had grandparents with the kids and the grandkids there,
Yes.
all going for the same cause.
And certainly, when it all boils down to it, they were getting some bargains on some awesome hunts, too.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
I know.
that's
time there too.
That's what really surprised me was what a value some of those hunts were going for, and made me want to plan my next trip there. And I'm sure you're thinking the same thing.
I know.
Well, yeah, we had a great time having you guys there with us, and we really appreciate it. And thanks for being a part of the show. And I'm sure we are going to be talking again pretty soon, because I was just talking to the lovely Mrs. Gunsmith show about your recycling that we were going to talk about on the I Can Build That show. So the thought process is rolling.
Okay.
All righty.
Great, John. I'd be happy to sit in and talk about what we're doing at GM and what we're doing around our houses, what we're doing in our households, and to help the environment.
You bet. And you know what? And when it all boils down to it, we're all trying to be environmentally friendly and smart. And if you're not, you should be. So
that's right.
Thanks so much, Mr. Bradburn. We sure appreciate it, and we'll look forward to talking to you in the near future.
All right. Take care, John.
All right, you too. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was nice, Mr. Bradburn, to give us a call. He was, of course, a guest of ours last week and a guest of SCI at the SCI dinner. So
right.
Thanks a bunch.
Well, we got to go to commercial break.
We do.
So when we come back, we're going to finish talking about the 338, and we're going to tell you who currently makes a rifle in the 338.
Sounds like a
and
good
maybe
idea.
who currently makes a handgun in 338.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm just kidding. There is none.
Okay, hang on tight, folks. We'll be back in just a minute with a lot more Gunsmith Show.
Everyone knows Williams Gun Sight in Davison is the place to go for all your firearm, shooting accessories, hunting gear, and so much more. Plus, great gunsmiths in-house to take care of all your maintenance and customizing needs. But what you might not know, Williams has a great website, williamsgunsight.com. You can browse all their accessories, plus their huge selection of used guns. So definitely check out their website, williamsgunsight.com, and swing into the store, 7389 Lapeer Road, that's in Davison. Exit 143 off I-69. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 until 6, and Sunday, 10 until 5. Williams Gun Sight, on the range since 1926.
Attorney Tim Cassidy defends responsible gun owners. Do you need help with your CPL-related issues or have legal questions related to your gun rights? Attorney Tim Cassidy has over 15 years on the Genesee County Gun Board and many more years in practice. He can help you. Attorney Cassidy is also the professional who provides training to local groups and organizations on legal issues related to firearms and the use of force in self-defense. If you need an attorney who believes in the Second Amendment, you need Attorney Tim Cassidy at 810-569-5441. That's 810-569-5441 for responsible gun ownership legal help.
Who's watching your home? Who's watching your business? Pal Burglar Alarm can watch them for you. They have over 30 years' experience protecting homes and businesses in mid-Michigan. Pal Burglar Alarm provides 24-hour monitoring service through their UL-listed monitoring center based right here in Michigan. They also offer armed guard services and no long-term contracts. Besides burglary protection, they can also monitor for flooding, sump pump failure, CO2 detection, temperature sensors to prevent pipes from freezing, panic, fire, and driveway alarms. PAL Burglar Alarm, a price you can live with. Call them today at 810-908-8298. That's 810-908-8298 or palalarm.com.
And now back to the Gunsmith Show with John and Jake Smith.
If you'd like to talk to John or Jake, call now, 810-743-8255.
All right. Saturday morning, March 15th, talking guns. Can't get any better than that. Jacob, we're still talking about the 370 or the 338 Winchester Magnum.
That's right.
We're talking about really, we were talking about knockdown power last time. The power it has, a 300 grain bullet going 2450. That's 2,450 feet per second. So, but it's not still big enough to go to Africa with, is it?
Not anymore. Back then it was.
Yeah.
Back then it was, because currently in Africa you have to have 375 for some of that larger game. But they found out that if you used a 200 grain bullet in the 338 Winchester Magnum, it surpassed the 375 H&H in range.
Yeah.
In Africa. So that was kind of the choice round for a while with some of the newer hunters. Was a 200 grain bullet in the 338 Winchester Magnum.
I imagine that's a good one.
Now, there's one downfall to this rifle.
Uh-oh.
It's the recoil.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
They said people are usually okay with the recoil from anywhere from a 30-06 to a 7mm Magnum. People are usually okay. They can handle that for a couple shots. 30-06 has about 30 foot-pounds of kick. Well, the 338 doubles that. 60 foot-pounds of kick recoil
on your shoulder.
So
that might save you a trip to the chiropractor. Might just put that back in place for you. Shoot one left-handed, one hand right-handed, one shot right-handed.
Basically, it's because of how large the case is, how much powder it holds.
Yeah.
It would have been different if they took the 30-06 and necked it up to 33 caliber.
Yeah, that would have been a 338-06.
Right, and that's what some of the Wildcats before this, and they said that was more manageable because it was the same round.
It's like a 35 Whalen. It's it's manageable recoil.
But the 338 was
you have
such
a lot more
larger
capacity for powder.
Yeah,
and you got Magnum primer, you got Magnum powder. It's a lot of smoke.
And originally it was a 200 grain bullet or a 300 grain bullet. Well,
right.
A lot of your Barnes rounds, and Remington makes their fancy rounds, and Winchester makes their fancy hunting rounds for it, and so does Hornady and Federal. A lot of those are either 200 or 225 grain today.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those.
The 225 grain Spire points and
they've
core locks.
They've got all the different Barnes bullets and everything.
Yep.
Now, when you're dealing with these 338, I'm almost certain Roy Weatherby came out with a.
He did.
With a 338.
He called it the 340 Weatherby Magnum.
Right.
And it completely surpasses the 338 Winchester Magnum.
It's got more powder capacity and different shoulder and everything on the shell.
Yeah. The Winchester was based on the 458 Winchester Magnum.
Right.
It was basically almost a straight walled cartridge that they necked down even more. But the Weatherby took a 375 H&H and necked it down. So it was even a larger cartridge.
Mm.
And we're going to talk about that next week. Because the Weatherby is such a...
It's a beast.
It's a beast, and it's such a big story that it requires really its own talk about that.
All right. Well, who makes... If I was looking for a 338 right now, what would I go looking for?
Well, there's a lot of different companies that make them in bolt action. And actually, at one point, Browning was making them in their BAR rifles,
Yes, they were. I had a friend that has one.
Yep.
11-pound rifle.
They might still make them, but I was searching just for bolt-action rifles for this.
A popular elk round.
And I'm sure they make their Browning lever action in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
But Browning does make the new X-Bolt in 338.
Oh, yeah.
Mossberg.
The nice thing about these rifles, though, is the length of the action.
It's a standard
That's why
length.
just about anybody that makes a bolt-action rifle can make a 338 Winchester Magnum.
Mossberg makes their 4x4 bolt action in it.
Yeah.
Remington makes the Model 700 Extreme Conditions rifle in it.
Oh, that's the one that's all the satin stainless
satin
and everything.
Stainless and the Kevlar.
Yeah, nice.
Ruger makes the guide gun and the Alaskan Hawkeye rifle in it.
Both of them are beautiful. That guide gun is just awesome guns.
Yeah.
They are those are the choices right there, I tell you what.
And the Rugers come with the muzzle brake too.
Yes, yes, they do.
Savage makes the Alaskan Brush Hunter, the Hog Hunter, and the Bear Hunter all in this caliber. Just kind of tells you the power of it.
Hog Hunter.
Thompson Center makes their Venture rifle, their new bolt action.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's got an interesting grip structure to it. I like the Venture rifle from Thompson Center. That's something to look at. It looks a little weak in the middle.
Yeah.
And there was a recall, but I don't know if.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a.
I've always thought of Thompson as muzzleloaders, but they sure have the capacity of making great muzzleloaders. So I'm sure they make great rifles too.
Yeah.
Weatherby makes the Vanguard in .338 Winchester Magnum.
Oh, but they don't put it in the Mark Vs.
Right, not in the Mark Vs.
But the Vanguard's a good rifle. I think it's a Howa.
It's an affordable Weatherby.
Yeah.
And Winchester does still chamber in their Model 70 Alaska.
Yes, they do.
Along with the Sporter and the Super Grade.
There you go.
And that's one of those. I've been using the word quintessential this past week a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The quintessential American rifle would be a Winchester Model 70.
And 338.
And 338 and the Alaskan or the Super Grade. Now, Winchesters, I think they're still made in Japan. Currently.
Probably. Good looking guns, though.
So I guess it's kind of an American rifle.
Well,
it was designed here originally.
It's like buying a Chevy. There's a lot of parts made all over the world on that sucker, but still a Chevy.
But you know what? A lot of those dealers still say, we're your American dealer.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
all right. Now, honestly, if you're looking for a 338, it looks like you have a pretty good list of places to go.
But and there's a couple, the 338, look at the calibers that are related to it. You've got the 338 Lapua.
Yeah.
The 338-378 Weatherby Magnum.
Yeah.
The 338 Marlin Express, which is the same thing but in a lever action rifle, which is amazing. And you get your 338 Remington Ultra Magnum, which is massive.
Mm-hmm.
And your 338 Ruger Compact Magnum.
Which is nice. It's not too big, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
But out of all those, the 338 Lapua smokes them all.
Well, yeah.
That is the round.
That's
now.
a 50 caliber neck down to 338.
It's almost. It's big. Now what it's doing is it's being heavily used in long range sniper stuff. The 1600 yard stuff. That's what they're using. So think about that. 1600 yards. Long way. We got some friends got them right here in the Flint area, and they are so proud of those rifles. You can get them. They have them in stock, I believe, at Williams right now. They're about $2,000.
So maybe if I had my buyback or my buyout check or what's it called from GM?
Bonus?
Bonus. Yeah.
Bonus
my tax bonus I get from the American workers. I guess I might buy one of these. So
come on now, don't be that harsh. Now, I just want to remind everybody, get a chance, get out to Beakey's and see us in a little bit. We're going to be there selling raffle tickets for several hours.
Yep.
But we're going to be turning this over to Mike Gaylord in just a couple minutes. He's there set up, and he's going to do his show live from Beakey's. Jake and I are going to scoot out there real quick and do the I Can Build That show.
We're going to fly, literally.
No, we're not. We're just going to drive slow over potholes.
Jump.
And, we might have to jump some. They're pretty big. So
we'll be out there doing 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, and then we'll be in the lobby after that. We've got people selling raffle tickets now, so get out and help. Now, that raffle is a very important raffle. It's all the money goes to charity, of course. But half the money is going to go to the Thomas Smith Memorial Foundation, which is a blessing. We are going to save lives with it. We're going to buy more medical equipment and do heart screenings. We've got a heart screening coming up in Goodrich, coming up real quick. We'll have the dates and everything. Should have the dates next week, dates and times for those teenage heart screenings, which is very, very important. And on that note, we want to make sure that you guys, everybody out there that's shooters, get out and enjoy this little bit of warm weather we got. Get out to the range. You might want to bring some galoshes because it's going to be muddy. But let's get out and do some shooting this weekend, folks. Right now is the time when leagues are starting. The outdoor leagues are starting. You might be into Western shooting. You might be into long range shooting. You might be into silhouette shooting.
Shotgun.
There's a lot of good clay courses out there right now. You got the Genesee Sportsman's Club. You got the Huntsman Club. You got Grand Blanc Sportsman's Club. Great places to go. And if you want to get warmed up, let's go out and shoot some clays today out at Williams. That'd be a great idea. They've got a great clay range right there at the corner of I-69 and Irish Road. Come on out, spend some time on the range, have some fun. And I think we'll be out there tomorrow. So that's where we're going to be doing some gun shopping tomorrow is what we're hoping for. Gun shopping and a little camaraderie time at the range. Now, something we want to mention is Williams just had their class on reloading. It was a complete success.
It was booked in 2 hours.
2 hours it was booked. So that's going to be something ongoing. We're going to want to continue that process going. For those of you that want to have the basics on reloading, because reloading is certainly a hot topic right now with the ammunition shortage, you can learn a lot by taking one of these classes. Eli and Matt ran this class. Brian got it set up. out at Williams, and you just can't beat them. The number out there is at Williams. Jacob, do you got the number for Williams right handy?
I do not.
It's in my speed dial. I'll have it for you in just a second, folks. But if you want to get out there and get your name on a list for the next one, I bet you they can help you. Because
742-2120.
There you go.
810-742-2120.
Good deal. Thank you. I got about 5 numbers, so I've got
They
all
do.
of them in my phone, so I got to dig them out. But I just hit speed dial because it's on my favorites.
Oh, 1?
Yeah.
Where am I? 27.
No, it's not quite
Tells
that
you where
bad.
his priorities are, folks.
Not quite that bad. All right, well, listen,
That's
we're going to be
why-
turning this over to Mike Gaylord in just a minute.
That's right.
And we are very proud to be coming out there, and he's going to help us with our show, and we're going to help him with his. So, Mike, you get ready for us out there at Beaky's, and say hi to Denny and Chris and the whole Hee Haw gang and Matt. And I got some folks out working in the lobby real hard right now. Jackie and Steve are working in the lobby right now selling raffle tickets, so stop out and get them. Jake, tell us about how people get a hold of us.
That's right. If you want to get a hold of us, send us a letter in the mail. The Gunsmith Show, P.O. Box 45, Flushing, Michigan 48433. Or email us, shooter@thegss.com. It's our best way. It comes right to my phone now.
Uh-oh.
So we are streamlined. So we basically can get your question answered quick. Find us online at thegss.com. That's where our past shows are on. And you can see our Guns of the Week.
Yeah,
And always find us on Facebook. That's the funnest way to contact us. Everybody's on Facebook. If you're not, well, just join just to become a fan of the Gunsmith Show.
That's right. A lot of people do.
So do that. Have some fun this week. And remember,
Shoot straight, shoot often, and God bless you all. Thanks for listening to the Gunsmith Show today. Catch you out at Beaky's in an hour. Until then, enjoy Mike Gaylord. We're the Gunsmiths. I'm John.
and I'm Jake.
And we're out of here.